Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Hi and welcome to a couple of firsts. Now, the couple of firsts are the first. This is my sort of little private build, and I wasn't going to document this at all. It was just something I was playing around with, but I felt that because I'm using the new hollow blocks that I would do a little bit of a documentation of it, should I say. How has this come about? Right, I should give a brief explanation and then we'll get into what I've actually been doing with this little diorama. Now, the explanation is on a Wednesday, Saturday and a Sunday I run a little hangout on 1/35 scale 1/35 scale diorama builds face page. A link goes out at roughly about 8 o'clock. The reason I'm telling you this, because if you do want to drop in and have a chat, you're more than welcome. If you go to the face page, pick up the link, as long as you've got a microphone and a webcam. You don't even have to have a webcam, as long as you've got a microphone. You can still pop in and have a chat. Quite a few people are in and out, and like I say, you're more than welcome. Because I host this on a Wednesday, Saturday and Sunday, I don't get much chance to actually get any bench time because I'm talking to people, and me and my good friend John Moore, because John's always there, of John Moore Scale Models. Now, I will say, if you haven't seen John's channel, pop across and see him. He'll be more than happy to see you. I will put a link in the description box so you can pop across and have a look. John's another good modeler. Alright, John, that's your little push. So we decided we'd do a bit of a buddy build. Now, the buddy build is, we bought the Zivesta Terminator, which you see in front of you now. Lovely little kit, enjoyable build. This one isn't complete yet. I've still got lots of weathering to do to it and other bits and pieces. Now, John, he's finished his, he's put his onto a nice little base, and John's moved on to another one. Now, me being me, I couldn't just do a little base, and so I decided that I would do a little bit of a build with it. Now, we can move on now to what we're actually building. Now, I'm actually using the hollow concrete blocks, and the reason I'm using these is because this mould should be coming out sometime next year, fingers crossed, and I wanted to sort of like get a bit more of a feel for the actual block itself, what it will do, what you can't do with it, just so when it does come out and people are asking questions, I can give you some good answers to whatever questions. And I started building with it, which I'm more than happy with it. Actually, I really am happy with it. Now, if you notice, I'll run around it and explain what I've done and for what reasons. If you notice, I haven't actually put a mortar joint in. These are actually glued directly on top of each other. Now, I have had words with Diorama Debris concerning this, and asking them if it would be possible to actually put some sort of pin or something on the bottom that would actually set it up 0.5 and on the bottom and one side and one end, so you can actually get the mortar joint. At the moment, I'm not really too bothered, because laying them this way, they do look pretty good, authentic, as they would have been put up in the Middle East. They would have just thrown them up and not really bothered. I'm quite happy with them. If I do need to actually do any type of mortar joint on it, what I'm actually going to do is make a small tool up, like the aircraft guys use to scribe their panel lines with, and I will scribe out the joints that are necessary, and then I will fill them on this particular build anyway. But I don't think it's actually going to come to that, but that is an option that I've got in the bag that I will do if I need to. So the whole building now is built of the hollow bricks, which they went up really quickly. I was really surprised. I really got into a swing and I got this up. Actually, this has only taken me sort of like one evening to actually get this far. I've put rebar in just to give it a bit more of an effect, as you can see. That will all be weathered down later on, but I'm just getting stuff in at the moment. I've used the plasterboard sheeting. This I've used as render. I will be using some type of textured paint when I come to finishing it off, just to give it that little bit of a rough uneven finish to it, because they weren't dead smooth like the plasterboard sheets are. So I will be doing that. Another thing I will be doing as well, because we'll go round, I will actually be cutting a doorway in here, because I have noticed that most of the buildings had sort of like a garage or a workshop underneath the living area, and I'm going to put a set of doors in here. I've got some great pictures of the actual doors, and then I'm going to sort of have them blown out, because there will be a nasty big shell hole in the side as well. So I shall have the doors blown apart and or laying outside even, but there will be a hole cut there. Excuse me. Now, moving around, I've been trying to find other ways of using the blocks, and one of the things that I have come up with is using them to do a block and beam floor. Block and beam floor is what it means is there's a lintel and there's blocks that sit in between it. I'm quite happy with that. It's really turned out well. I'm really pleased with that. There's going to be rebar coming out the ends of these beams. A bit more of this will be broken back, just to make it look a bit more damaged. Also, I've used the plasterboard sheeting for the floor screed, which will be sanded back and filled to make it look like it's the floor. I've used it also as the render on the inside of the walls. There is going to be some sort of window frame, but they didn't have windows, they had shutters. So I will be making some type of shutter to go on the inside. Furniture wise, I don't really know, because they don't really have a great deal of furniture, so it's going to be mats and things like that. But the bulk of this area is going to be filled with hardcore, so it's only going to be a hint of actual people's belongings in there. So that is roughly how far I've got. This is, like I say, it's only about an evening's work, and I'm thoroughly enjoying actually building with these. So that is a little update, and like I said at the beginning, I won't be doing a regular update, because this is just a pick up and build project, and I put to one side when I'm in the hangout and things like that, is because I can't do any videoing of any of the builds that I'm putting out on the channel. So I will be doing some more updates. I will clip quite a few clips together and put them out so you can see what I'm doing and where I've got to and how it's coming along. The one thing I will say as well, I have got a build project in mind. This will probably be next year, using these blocks on a Middle Eastern theme. I won't say no more, but that is in the pipeline, because once they get this mould out, then I'll do it. So it will just help people who are buying the mould, just give them a few ideas, and maybe they can even give me a few ideas as well. But that's in the future. So I'd like to thank you very much for joining me. Please, if you think the microphone is okay, let me know. If it's not okay, let me know, because if I don't know, I'll keep using it, and if it's no good and it will mess up the videos. I don't want that, so please tell me if it's good or bad, please. And I'd just like to say thank you as well for sitting and listening to me rabbit on for the last 5 or 6 minutes. And I'll say goodbye, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.
Let's begin.